Hello, we want to welcome you to the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions and messages can be raw, real, and at times very uncomfortable and even controversial. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to take notes, leave comments, and when possible, always share what you hear. And now here are your hosts, Pastor Selo and Pastor Mia.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Riverside.
How's it doing?
Weekly podcast.
We are in the Casa de Lozano Casa. We're in our dining room this morning. We're just changing it up, man. We're
hoping to be in a restaurant soon.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's just,
someone will let us take all this little setup in there and not feel awkward about it.
Yeah, it's we're being innovative.
Well, I honestly think you could do it like everybody else and do this little tripod with two little clip-on microphones, but that's just me.
Quality, man. We got to have quality. 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 So, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Glad you guys could join us. I was going to do something and I forgot what I was going to do.
I don't know, but it is, I was going to say freaking cold. It's 37 degrees.
Outside.
Yeah.
It's
it has been
early
31.
cold.
I just heard that the snow was coming in, and I'm like,
Yeah, I don't snow in Texas.
well, it does. Just not right now. It does.
Every once in a while it snows,
Okay.
but it doesn't really snow in Texas.
Okay.
I was going to do something and I forgot what I was going to do.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Should I play timer music for you?
No.
Na, 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 na.
No, I know what I was going to do, but I'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end. So what are we talking about? We're back. Okay, sorry.
And we're back. So I have a whole lot to talk about, but I think one of the things that I was going to talk about is I'm going to call this podcast Reality Bites.
Reality Bites, okay.
Yeah, because we've been talking about New Year, new me, new resolutions, the comeback, type things.
Okay.
The last two podcasts. So this one is Reality Bites.
Okay. I think the movie, isn't it a movie?
I don't know, probably.
I don't know. Okay. We can call that. Okay.
Okay. I mean, it could be anything, but really Reality Bites is, I think the other day we were just kind of talking about something. We're like, man, something about being old. And when you're older, that you realize
Stares
a lot
at a
of
wife
things.
crazy.
But I think it's just, we were talking about something and then we were like, man, don't you hate it when you realize la la la, or
When you get out of bed and it hurts.
yeah, or that you have to have glasses when you don't
Oh my
really
goodness.
want them.
Just trying to get this thing set up and
I can't find my glasses.
can't find my glasses, man. I couldn't see. I was praise the
But
Lord
it's
for
when
glasses.
you realize that you have to have glasses that reality bites, because you're
That
like,
was rough.
dang it.
I literally had readers in every area, the house, my office, my car.
Well,
everywhere.
I broke my spare readers because I'm not really there. I'm on the verge of being there. I'm like at 125, and I have my own glasses, but having to
older.
wear trifocals, and I know
She
guys
said
are like,
trifocals.
trifocals. Yeah, because I have.
Is that like trifling?
It is trifling, but I have regular glasses, and then I have I have my glasses, then regular vision, which is just the plain lens itself, then the readers, and it looked funny with no lines. So I was like, just put the lines back. Now I won't even wear them unless I'm reading a book.
Do you ever notice when y'all watch us and listen to us how we get rabbit trailed?
Yeah, we do. We do. It's okay. Squirrel.
Squirrel for real.
But I was just saying that because I'm calling this one Reality Bites, because when you realize that like you're getting older, or you realize you forgot something, or you realize you're an adult and you have to adult all of a sudden. That wasn't even a thing when we were growing up.
I know, you either just started handling your business or you didn't.
Yeah, yeah. And, but to see young kids today and to see the younger generation go,
Younger adults.
I got to pay that bill. Reality bites, doesn't it? That you have to pay insurance. Wow. I always think about Fried Green Tomatoes. It was a movie. And when she hits the girl out of the parking lot, whap, she says, I'm older and I have more insurance. Yeah. I don't know. But the reality is that it's a true fact. We're older and we're going to get more insurance. It's kind of like me in the driving school. I'm talking about financial responsibility. And one of the things it says is, do you know how much liability is? And property liability insurance is...
We're getting schooled.
Yeah, is only $25,000 for property damage. Bruh, if you hit someone's like GMC or, Dodge, what's that, Camaro or...
That's two different vehicles.
Okay, whatever, Dodge... Dodge Charger, whatever. If you hit them, $25,000 is not going to cover that. So if you don't talk to your insurance company about upping your liability insurance, they're going to come after you for that money.
Wow. So if I hit somebody's Ford, Charger, Mustang, Camaro.
Fiat. I don't know brand names.
Obviously.
I don't have to know.
It's okay.
I drive a Fiat. What does it matter? I drive an Abarth 500.
It's okay. I'm not. I just thought it was funny.
I mean,
we're having fun. It's all right.
If it's a Dodge, ram it. But I'm bumped. I mean, I don't know. That's all I know. Anyway, so just saying that to say that reality bites when you find out, something you didn't know or something you weren't expecting to happen that happens. Like when you when you ride in the ambulance and you didn't realize that it was $500 a trip. Yeah, both ways, uphill, barefoot. I'm just saying, reality.
I think it's more than that now, but yeah. And a lot of time when you talk about reality, reality a lot of times is it's really our perception, and so how we perceive things. So like you're talking about how like I gotta pay this bill, or and people say, well, man, that's the reality of this thing, and so. A lot of times, I think when we enter into agreements, we enter into
that's true
to do
credit cards.
Well, not just on a financial agreement or contracts or something like that, but just like in a relationship agreement, or if you get involved with an organization or business, or you go to work for somebody, there are some things that are considered that you should do, but when the reality hits, you're just like, wow. Okay.
Again,
I said
like credit cards.
Yeah, because like when you go for a job interview, right? Like so you say, you're so
zero interest for 12 months. 12 months.
Right. So you want a job, right? And so you go and you're trying to get a job, and so you say, I'll work for whatever you pay me. Right. I just need a job, $10 an hour, or $8 an hour, $9, whatever. I'll take the job, right? And then I'll work whatever hours, and they're like, okay. And so you'll say, I'll do this, A, B, C, and D. I'll take the job. And so you get hired, and then the reality sets in that you're having to work 8 to 10 hours a day. You're only making $9 an hour, and then you have to work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then that's when reality starts biting, because you're just like, did I really agree to this? Like, what's going on?
And signed a 1-year contract on top of that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of times, like when you said going and getting
credit
cards or phone contracts, we get excited about getting into those, but when you start looking at the reality of what that looks like, I think a lot of times we make decisions emotionally. We make decisions emotionally, and I think we make decisions on a social scale.
You mean keeping up with the Joneses?
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses.
I'm just trying to keep up with my friends.
And so
when 11, and I want to live. And
so when that reality starts to set in, you're like, man, this bites. Like, this is not good at all. Mm. And so a lot of times what we do, this is where it gets ugly, instead of manning up to the reality that we've placed on ourselves, In other words, we put ourselves in this position, we tend to back off, and it's actually a result of our character, right? So like we don't even meet the, what do you call it? We don't even meet the standard or the word that we gave or the contract that we signed or whatever it is that we do. So we try to get out of it because we don't like the reality that we're in. And so we try to change the reality, and it really hurts our character. It hurts our integrity, because what happens is, like, when they say they're going to do this, but they don't really do this, you know. Yeah. I'm going to show up to help here, but you don't show up to help, you know, or you show up, but you don't really help. You know, that's probably not any of our listeners. All of our listeners are really good.
It's kind
folks.
of the new word that I've learned that I've been using a lot, cynical. You become cynical because, and really, you're the one that's backing out on the agreement, or you're the one that won't uphold your word. So you cause others to become cynical. That means that they're hurt by something. They're on guard by something. They're just like, they're just going to let me down like everybody else.
And that a lot of that times comes from realizing of the reality. You know, our perspective is reality, and a lot of times we don't think about that in our relationships. We don't think about that in our situations. You know, we think, well, let me think of how to say this. So our reality, our perception is reality, but at the same time, the other person's perception is reality.
So and what's really real?
So
what's really going on?
So that's the thing, is that how we perceive things determines our reality. And a lot of times, because we're not really perceiving the truth, or we're not really perceiving the whole picture, we're not seeing everything for what it is, our perception's wrong. So that means that our reality's wrong, right? So in other words, if you had 3 people or 2 people having a conversation, and there's a third party watching and listening, that third party is going to be like,
that's not even what happened, bro.
Right? Exactly. And so it's always good to have that third party. It helps to be objective, if you can be objective, because then you can see the reality of what's really going on. Because a lot of times what we think is going on is not really what's going on, you know, because of what they said and how we heard it. And we heard it based on...
We just perceived it wrong.
Exactly. We heard it and perceived it based off of the hurts, the pain. We heard it from offense, of prejudice, preference, because of our past, all this stuff. And so when we hear something, we hear it, and that's our reality. And then talking about like this being cynical. And so when that comes into play, so then when someone actually corrects you and tells you, that's not really what happened. That's not, I'm not sure what you heard, but that's not what you heard. That's not what they said. That's not what happened. That's when reality starts biting, because now you're actually having to going back to you were talking about the contracts, right? So then you actually looked at, you agreed to have no interest for 12 months, but you don't realize that 12 months is over in 3 days, right? So then that's when the reality sits in. You're like, wait, what? It's like, well, you had 12 months, but you burned up 11 and a half, right? Yeah. And so that's a lot of times, I think, with our reality and our perception is all twisted because of being cynical, because of the things that are taking place in our past, and we're not really looking. So I always say that you have to have somebody in your life that can help you stay grounded into what is reality, even if it does bite.
You know, it's funny because I was just thinking about the picture I took of my niece. I never posted it, but we were at this restaurant, and there was a picture, and it was just a picture on the wall, but it was sand in the background and the beach, and right, but you would have never known. Oh man, I remember that because when you showed me the picture, I'm like, how did you do that? Like I literally thought it was a green screen app. I thought it was, I just couldn't figure out. I was like, how in the world did you just do that in a matter of seconds? But you literally... It was a picture on the wall, and I had her stand close to me so that it looked like she was
on the beach.
And it literally... I had her do like this and look up as if she was just relaxing on the beach.
And it literally looked like she was on the beach. I was like...
It was a matter of perception.
Yeah, it was, because when you showed me, it didn't even dawn on me when you showed me the picture that that picture that you took with her was on the wall. Like it took a few minutes for me to get. I was like, where? And then I look up and I'm like, oh my, how did you do that?
There's no way. You had to have some kind of app.
Yeah, exactly. So that a lot of times causes our perception and our view to really jade or corrupt our reality. So what we think is really going on is not really going on, because we have these preconceived thoughts, these preconceived notions based off our history, our thoughts and situations. And because we think that that's our reality, we're afraid that somebody's going to mess it up. So we don't like asking, right? We don't like us. So what do you think? What do you think about what happened? And then when someone tells us what they think, we get our feelings hurt. We get all butt hurt, and we're like, "Well, you're against me." You're like, "Well, no, you asked me for what I thought, and this is reality." And you're like, "Well, that bites, right?" Like we don't want to hear it.
Well, it's kind of like you and I. I always say,
wait.
I always say, I say, well, this is what you said. Like, no. That's what you heard. That's not what I said.
I don't do that.
Yes, you do. You do it all the time. And I tell you the same thing. I'll be like, you said this. And you're like, no. I didn't say that. This is what I said.
So am I right or wrong?
That's another podcast. And then it made me think of the guy on the laptop. He was having a meeting, and he's having the laptop in his boxers and his socks, but he's got the dress shirt on, and then the laptop falls, and they see him in his shorts and,
right.
or boxers and socks. Just saying that reality bites when you find out what
truth is.
Yeah, what the real truth is, because we do live in a perceptive state.
Yeah.
We're like, swipe, swipe.
Yeah.
No swiper, no swiping.
Yeah.
No swiping.
I mean, you can take that even to social media. People, everything that you post.
Stop hate liking.
Everything that you post, that people post on social media, isn't reality. A lot of times, it's just an appearance.
Yeah.
Of what it looks like.
Yeah. Remember that documentary we watched one time of those girls, and they were taking pictures like they were having fun, and they were actually in their house with their parents. They couldn't go out. Remember that?
Yeah.
But
and it looked like they were out, but they were out partying, and they were literally in the
They
other
were
room.
allowed only to get dressed up in their house and makeup and all of that, but they could not leave their bedroom. Their parents wouldn't allow them to
go
leave
out
anywhere.
Yeah, so they were it literally looked like they were having a good time on social media, but they were literally just at the house.
Right. And I don't even remember what documentary that was or where we saw that at. But again, just going back to, and really when I was thinking about the reality bites is, adulting. That's what made me think of it, adulting. Oh, I have to adult today. You know what? That wasn't even a thing. But then there was ageism or, what's another one? Sizeism. I'm just saying, you see what I'm saying? All these play on words. Reality is, bro, people are
reality is if you don't lose weight, you're gonna be like me and go to a 38 instead of a 36.
You mean a 40? Anyway,
reality.
Reality.
We ain't going there. We're not gonna go there.
Anyway, just saying that it just made me think that when I had to put on my glasses the other day, and I was like, ew, oh my God, I have to wear glasses.
I know,
readers.
Right? It's the worst.
Yeah, it's not even that.
It's not it's good because I can see, but it's having to keep up with them.
Yeah.
I got your phone, and you got to keep up with your glasses,
no,
and you can't find your phone if you don't have your glasses.
It's not even that. For me, it's saying, Mia, you are getting closer to 50, and I'm just like, Not that my gray hairs told me that enough.
Well, at least you're not dancing on a pole in the Super Bowl at 50.
Oh, ow. It would be all right if I looked that good. Be like, hey, on the pole. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I saw a meme.
We'll stop there.
No, I saw a meme. I got to tell you this one. I saw a meme and it said 2018 was this 2020 Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay. 2019 Super Bowl, Adam Levine with his shirt off, right? And it said, moms be like, ooh, ooh. That said, 2020 Super Bowl, J-Lo to half naked. Ew, don't they know kids are watching the Super Bowl?
That's about right.
Really? Okay. Reality is,
Reality
you're
is,
just mad because you don't look like that.
Right. There you go.
Right.
Chew on that one for a little while.
Yeah. But I just wanted to talk about it because, reality is setting in for some of us this new year. You are 30 pounds heavier. You are 15 pounds heavier, whatever it is. And I know I'm just focusing on weight because weight is my reality. I'm like, oh my God, how did I get to this weight? And that's the thing. In reality, we all say that. How did it get to this point? How did I grow up?
One
How did
Dr.
I have to
Pepper
pay
at a
bills?
time.
Yeah.
One slice of bread at a time.
One slice of cake,
Cake, bread.
Just one more cookie and say it.
Shh.
See, but I like the cookie.
I like the cookie. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to talk about. Just coming to that place where we're like, man, reality stinks. Reality bites.
Does.
Because, when you find out those things,
Truth.
the truth is what really honestly sets you free.
Hurts is what it does.
Yeah.
Do you have the Riverside Weekly phone number? Do you know what that number is? That's what I was trying to figure out. It's 254 something. Do you have that?
I don't know. Why are you just telling me now?
Because I was thinking
Why didn't you say
about
this a while ago?
I'm sorry. I was trying to think. This is all live, so we're live figuring out a phone number
Here we
for
go.
us.
All right. 254-340-8520.
All right. Did y'all get that? Here's again. Here's one more time.
254. I was waiting for you. 340-8520.
All right. So that's our number. I want you guys to give us a call. Man, tell us what your favorite podcasts are, which one you enjoy, what you like. Man, just we got our phone line back up. So I want to just encourage you guys, man. Give us a call. Give us a shout out. Leave us a message. We just want to hear from you guys, whatever you have going on. And we'll be looking forward to hearing those calls, those voicemails. Leave us a voicemail and check us out.
And share,
like, and post.
Something. Tell somebody about the podcast because the subjects that we're talking about, they're just funny. They're not like, sometimes it gets serious. Sometimes it gets controversial. But at the same time, you never know what somebody needs.
Hey, man.
Until reality sets in.
Ooh. Because reality can bite sometimes.
Yeah, we could just be sitting in a pretend mock-up of our house, but we won't tell you that.
We're real life here. So, give us a call. Holler at us. We talk to you guys later. Thank y'all so much. Like, share, post. See you next Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.